So, when I work with a lot of college students, I see that they have gaps in their study skills from high school to college, and I think those are pretty typical. But what I also see is that there's gaps in just basic, boring life skills that really impede their ability to then implement the study skills that we do because they just sort of throw sand into the gears that we're creating. So I made just a short little list, and these are the ones I normally come across the most that we could talk about really fast. And this isn't a very long list, but going to bed and waking up all by yourself, these seem very basic, but they're very difficult to do if you're not practicing them. So I really suggest if you're still in high school, you're practicing that. You're going to bed at a time that you decide and you're waking up at a time you decide, at least a few days a week. This might be using your own alarm, but you shouldn't be, once you're in high school, relying completely on your parents to set your bedtimes and your waking up times. How to do your own food. This could even mean microwaving a Hot Pocket. Like, it doesn't have to be, I'm not asking students to make, a 3-course meal. It's how do you make a frozen pizza? How do you make a Hot Pocket? How do you go to the dorm and kitchen and get something to eat? And this is a lot easier if you have a cafeteria you can go to, but you still have to build that in, and it's kind of a process. Laundry. So laundry is a little bit more difficult at school than at home because it's in a different place. It's in a public place usually. You have to usually stay there so no one steals it. So building in that laundry schedule is really important. And what kind of studying can you do when you're doing your laundry? Or is it going to be fun reading time? So really thinking about that. But if you know how to do your laundry before you go to college, those higher level skills are much easier to build in. Getting supplies, any kind of supply, from hair gel to face cream. It's much easier now that there's Amazon. But where can you buy stuff and know how to buy it and what kind of brand? So you're not then having to make multiple decisions at one time. You have this kind of under your belt. And then Illness 101. How do you know what to do when you have a sore throat, when you have a cough, when you have an ache and pain? What do you do when you have a headache? How do you know when to go to the doctor? Or have you practiced taking your own temperature? Do you understand that, over 102, 103, you should be going to seek some help? How do you bring down a fever? How do you deal with basic scrapes? So this kind of stuff that we just don't often talk about with high school students. I think it's really important that we kind of go to college with this set of skills. And if we're already in college, we kind of work on building them into our schedule and getting a good foundation of these life skills.